John Calvin, on Psalm 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. True believers, although they dwell safely under the protection of God, are, notwithstanding, exposed to many dangers, or rather, they are liable to all the afflictions which befall mankind in common, that they may the better feel how much they need the protection of God. David therefore here expressly declares that if any adversity should befall him, he would lean upon the providence of God. Thus he does not promise himself continual pleasures, but he fortifies himself by the help of God courageously to endure the various calamities with which he might be visited. When David speaks of the shadow of death, he makes an allusion to the dark recesses or dens of wild beasts, to which, when an individual approaches, he is suddenly seized at his first entrance with an apprehension and fear of death. Now, since God, in the person of his only begotten Son, has exhibited himself to us as our shepherd, much more clearly than he did in old time to the fathers who lived under the law, we do not render it sufficient honor to his protecting care if we do not lift up our eyes to behold it, and keeping them fixed upon it, tread all fears and terrors under our feet. We thus see how, in his prosperity, he never forgot that he was a man, but even then seasonably meditated on the adversities which afterwards might come upon him. And certainly, the reason why we are so terrified when it pleases God to exercise us with the cross is because every man, that he may sleep soundly and undisturbed, wraps himself up in carnal security. But there is a great difference between this sleep of stupidity and the repose which faith produces. Since God tries faith by adversity, it follows that no one truly confides in God but he who is armed with invincible constancy for resisting all the fears with which he may be assailed. Yet David did not mean to say that he was devoid of all fear, but only that he would surmount it so far as to go without fear whenever his shepherd would lead him.